Epic times call out for individuals of epic stature. Sometimes these heroes are born to the role, and other times they grow into it. Sometimes they also wallow in their own filth.
In this week's episode, as part of our ongoing mission to resolve arguments our viewers probably aren't having, we're going to be looking at which is the best animal war hero. But I'm going to start by saying that we'll be excluding dogs simply because there are so many badass war dogs that they deserve their own episode. We'll also be leaving out cats, partly because they were generally just ships' mascots, but also because I think there's enough cat-related video content on the internet, thank you very much. Besides, there have been much cooler ships' mascots, such as Timothy the tortoise, who is the longest-lived animal war veteran at approximately 165 years, having perished only in 2004 and having first been found on a Portuguese privateer by British sailors in 1854. Timothy then served on many British ships, running right up to 1892 before retiring, and being adopted by the Earl of Devon, who then went on to carve into the underbelly of Timothy his family motto. Well, if that isn't hardcore sailor behavior, then I don't know what is. Naval-wise, we also have Tirpitz the pig, who was in World War I. Now, he was a German pig being kept on a German ship, the Dresden, simply to be eaten, but lucky for him, the Dresden was sunk before he could be eaten in the Battle of the Falklands. Now, the British sailors, who were sitting on the HMS Glasgow, having just sunk the Dresden, were looking through the waters, and they saw him swimming for porty freedom, so they decided to adopt the not-so-little fella. The sailors playfully gave Tirpitz the Iron Cross, which was a German medal, and kept him as a pet right up until 1919, when the war was over and they decided to auction him off as pork. Well, hey, I mean, even in death, Tirpitz was pretty okay. His death resulted in the British Red Cross getting £1,785 in charity money, the London Imperial War Museum got a new trophy, his head, the crew of the HMS Glasgow got a great pair of silver carbers which were made from his trotters, and of course he filled a lot of bellies. I'd say that's pretty heroic. I mean, my death isn't likely to result in a large sum of money being donated to a charity, or a trophy going to a museum, or even quality silverware. Though, I'll probably end up filling a lot of bellies thanks to some jackass with a camera phone leaking this clip on the internet. Look, I'm not prejudiced. I'm not prejudiced. I'm just saying I hate cannibals. Cannibals can eat my dick. In the air, of course, we have pigeons. Now, there are many candidates for top pigeon, but my candidate would definitely have to be a pigeon who served in World War I under the name of Cher Ami, or Dear Friend. Now, he was certainly a dear friend to the 194 British troops he saved from a punishing combination of both German fire and friendly fire. Unable to communicate by any other means, these trapped British troops had to try and send up not one but two pigeons only to see them shot down by the Germans. The third pigeon was, of course, Cher Ami, who was also shot down, but then, like some kind of pigeon Rocky, got right back up and flew 25 miles in 25 minutes after having been shot in the breast, blinded in one eye, and having one leg hanging by just a tendon. He instantly became a hero for his bravery, and so the army medics actually tried to save his life. They managed to, but were not able to save his leg, and so they made him a little wooden one. Later on, he retired back to the US where he'd been trained, and was seen off from France by no less than a full British general. Hard-core pigeon. But when all is said and done, the most incredible animal war hero did his deeds on land, and was a real underdog. Also, a bear. Yes, Voytek the Syrian brown bear is the top animal war hero. A Polish artillery regiment training under the British in Iran in 1942 came across Voytek when a local boy sold him, then a cub, to the regiment. The regiment took him in as one of their own, letting him sleep in tents with the men, and giving him the occasional beer and cigarettes. The bear took a liking to all these things, as the regiment traveled across the Mediterranean to join the Allies fighting in southern Italy. Was Voytek just a mascot? Hell no! In the Battle of Monte Cassino, which was actually 4 brutal battles in a series for Rome itself, Voytek manned up by helping carry entire crates of artillery shells up to the front line. This, combined with the fact that everybody just loved him, led to the regiment changing its emblem to a bear carrying an artillery shell. At the end of the war, Voytek retired to the Edinburgh Zoo, and many of his regiment actually ended up moving to a nearby village. He was pretty comfy there, and his celebrity continued to grow as many journalists visited him, and he died comfortably at the age of 22. Hard drinking, eating cigarettes, wrestling with the other soldiers, fighting on the front lines against both Italians and Nazis, well, I'm just saying, If people of recent times want to try and top this ram bear, then I'm just saying the boys in Afghanistan and Iraq are basically going to have to find a womanizing elephant with an eye patch, 3 cigars poking out of his mouth, and twin rocket launchers strapped to his back. And you know what? I think I'd be okay with that.
Yes, there you have it, another classic episode. But it might be our last. We've just received a message from Cannibals Without Borders, and they're inviting Oliver to their annual celebrity roast. Bon appetit, you precious people eaters.